Thank you. Good afternoon. I'm Councillor Sam Forsyth and I'll be chairing this hearing of Subcommittee C of the Licensing and Public Protection Committee of Birmingham City Council. Before we start, could I deal with a few housekeeping matters, please? Could I ask everybody to mute your microphone for the moment so we can improve the sound quality whilst I outline the procedure that we're going to follow today? Could I also ask that everybody, with the exception of the committee members, turn their cameras off unless you're the person speaking? Committee members will have their cameras switched on throughout the hearing, and I can see microphone for the moment, so we can improve the sound quality whilst I outline the procedure that we're going to follow today. Could I also ask that everyone who is attending today's meeting, please ensure now that you have your mobile phone and any other device on silent. And can you please ensure as far as possible you're in a quiet room or environment which is free from distractions and there's no unnecessary noise, a television or a radio, for example. You'll have all noted that I'm speaking quite slowly and hopefully clearly so everybody can follow. It's very important, for reasons that are obvious, that everyone who's attending this meeting and making representations is able to hear me and the members of this subcommittee and officers. Any distractions brought to my attention could result in the meeting being suspended temporarily or to another date and time. I also confirm that this is a public meeting and is therefore being live streamed on the City Council's website in order that the general public can view it, and that members of the press or public may record and take photographs except where there are confidential or exempt items. Could I please ask now if any member has any declaration of interest they wish to make? I remind all members that they must declare all relevant pecuniary and non-pecuniary financial interests arising from any business to be discussed at this meeting. No, thank you. No apologies were submitted for today's meeting. Can I welcome you to this hearing to an application for an expedited review in respect of the licence for Sally Aiken News 1049 to 1051 Pershall Road in Sturchley, B30 2YH. Let me begin with some introductions. As you've heard me say, I'm Councillor Sam Forsyth and I will chair this meeting. Together with me are two other members of this subcommittee, Councillor Diane Donaldson.
Good afternoon, Chair.
Good afternoon, and Councillor Simon Morrell. In addition, we also have present the following officers. We have the Licensing Officer, David Kennedy.
Good afternoon, Chair.
Good afternoon. The Committee Member, Katie Townsend.
Good afternoon, Chair.
And the Committee Lawyer, Joanne Swampali.
Good afternoon, Chair.
Thank you. Could I ask all parties, please, to identify themselves? Firstly, the applicant, who are West Midlands Police. Do we have Mr. Taj and Mr. Jones, please? Mr. Taj.
Afternoon, Chair. I'm Taj here, Birmingham City Licensing and West Midlands Police, sorry, and my colleague
Chris Jones from West Midlands Police Licensing Team. Good afternoon, Chair, Councillors.
Thank you. Next, could I ask the licence holder, Mr. Shazad, Mohammed Shazad, could you just identify yourself, please?
Mohammed Shazad.
Thank you very much. Could I ask at this stage if anybody making representations wishes to withdraw those representations?
No, Chair.
No. Thank you. I'm going to assume for the purposes of this meeting that everyone has read and understood the Licensing Committee's procedural rules that have been sent out. Please note that given the nature of today's proceedings, I may at my discretion amend those rules to reflect the fact that this meeting is taking place online, but I wish to assure you that any such amendments will not impact on any party's right to a fair trial. We will be using the Microsoft chat function to communicate. If I could just ask everybody, please, just to go to the chat function in the top toolbar, and if you could just type in your name, please. Thank you. I believe we have everybody. Thank you. Please keep the chat function open throughout this hearing. It's how we will communicate with one another. If anyone experiences any technical problems, again, if you can alert me by using the chat function, or if anybody has any difficulties in hearing. Could I ask now at this stage if anybody has any preliminary points that they wish to raise?
Yes, Chair. Westminster Police have a preliminary point.
Thank you, Mr. Taj. As you're going to speak, would you like to put your camera on, please? Thank you.
Hi there. Yes, Chair, given the nature of the offence and the age of the victim and that it's an ongoing criminal investigation, we would like to request that the entirety of this hearing be held in private.
Thank you. Mr. Shazad, you'd like to put yourself on, put your camera on, please.
Hello?
Hello, Mr. Shazad, there's just been an application made by the police, which I hope you heard, for this meeting, for this hearing to go into private session. Now, that's a matter that I, together with my colleagues, will have a think about in a moment. But before we do that, do you have anything you wish to say about whether this meeting goes into private session?
Personally, I have no understanding why I'm in this meeting, and I have been not given enough time or anything. And I've just come back from work. I've been only awake for the last 3 hours. I have got no idea what is going on, why I'm in this meeting.
Let me just ask you to concentrate on this one matter, please. The police have asked for this meeting to go into a private session. Do you have any objection to that?
No objection. That's fine.
Thank you. What we're going to do now is myself and together with the other committee members, we're going to leave this hearing temporarily while we consider that application. So we'll disappear from your screens and we'll go into another private meeting just to consider that application, and then we will come back.
Okay.
So if you'd like to turn your camera and mute your microphone, we will disappear for a while to do that, and then we will come back. We'll come back in and we'll let you know what we've decided.
Okay.
So stay with us. Thank you.
Thank you.
So if I could ask members of the committee, please, to leave and join me Thank you. We've considered the application that's been made by West Midlands Police, and given the nature of this particular hearing, we have decided that the rest of this hearing will be dealt with in private. That means I'm going to ask, please, that the live streaming is stopped. But before that happens, Mr. Shazad.
Yes,
Mr.
Hamish.
Shazad, thank you. Mr. Shazad, we're going to deal with the rest of this hearing in private. That's just going to take a few minutes to arrange for the technicalities to be sorted out, and you'll be sent another invite to rejoin us. But what it means is that this proceeding is not going to be live streamed. It's going to be dealt with in private, but we'll start again in about 5 minutes or so.
So I just have to wait 5 minutes.
If you'd like to wait 5 minutes, that would be great. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Could I ask everybody, we'll leave this meeting and then we'll just wait for the invites to be sent out.